This is the third lesson with the EMA. Today we will be dealing with the ask, the bid, and also the difference between the two, which is the spread. If we get time, we might get on to leverage, or there will be a separate video on that. Okay, and I'll also make a video about JPY pairs because we didn't quite get into calculation of pips and points when coming to JPY pairs because the years is different. They have 2 or 3 depending on whether you use points or pips, numbers after the decimal point. Okay, so let's get into this lesson. Let's start with a recap. We said we have a base and a code in a currency pair, right? And remember, this is Forex. This is Forex. It's part of the market, the online market. Remember, a market is where people gather with the intention of buying or selling goods. So, what happens in Forex is no different. This is the market. We buy and sell goods, just that it's online and those goods are currencies or currency pairs because they move in currency pairs. Sorry for that. They move in currency pairs. So right now, before you see a currency pair. Euro USD is a currency pair. So this Euro USD will have a price on the market. But then remember, this price, as we mentioned before, the price, okay, let me start with this pair, will have a price. That's why we will sell or buy this pair, because there's price involved. So there will be a buying price and also a selling price. So what will happen? I'm sorry, my voice keeps getting rough. So what will happen is that this pair will have a price, as I mentioned before. I want you to get this. Because many people get lost at this point. We have a price as mentioned before. So with this price, remember that we are in a market, a forex market, whereby we buy and sell currencies. We won't be doing the same thing. Not everyone who participates in the market will be doing the same thing. The same thing I mean buying or selling, because if everyone was either buying or selling like at the same time, like we just decided to all buy, the market would crash. Or if we decided to all sell, the market would crash. So what keeps things in balance is the buying and selling. That's why we have people who make profit. That's why we make people who make loss. It's business. Forex is a business. Just like when selling clothes or buying clothes, selling food, all those things. Just that right now we do things online and we focus on currencies. That's Forex. It's no scam. It's a legitimate business. You just have to know when to buy and to sell. That's the strategy. But then before we get to that, let's focus on this. Before we get to when you should buy or sell, let's deal with the concept. Let's understand what this is. So we have Euro USD and we have a price for this currency pair. But then, as I mentioned, we have buyers and we also have sellers. Not everyone will do the same thing. So this means there will be 2 prices. There will be 2 prices to this currency pair. There will be 2 prices. Note this, there will be 2 prices because the market is not composed of people who are headed in the same direction. Others are buying and others are selling for different reasons. People are buying, people are selling this currency pair. Not everyone is buying, not everyone is selling. It can never happen. That's human mentality, that's psychology. That's why there's the psychological part of the market which we have to understand. So, with that being said, let me make an example of the prices. Let's say we have Euro USD as it is. Let me put it up there. We have Euro USD. So you will see two prices. Even when we go on demo, you will see that there are two prices. Let's see, we have 1 point. Don't know why I like this number, but it's easy to work with. So I don't know which format to use, points or pips, but then I'll stick to pips because I like using pips. Then in some cases you might find that they are saying this. The 5-9 simply means that the 5-6 has been increased by 3 pips. There isn't much change except for the pips. So it's 1.3, so it will be like this: 4, 5, 6, and 1.34559. Please don't confuse this and say it's this. No, we are on a different case. This here is this. Just that I wrote it in full, and both these things are the price for this. I hope I made sense. Both these things are the price for the currency pair. So, like I said, there are two prices. Hence, you see 1.3456 and 1.3459. It's two prices for the same currency pair. I'll explain why. Although I already explained, I'll just try to approach it from another angle on why you find two different prices for the same currency pair. So let's scratch this whole thing. Say the Euro USD. Okay. So we said we will have this price. And also this price. It's for the same currency pair. 459. These prices are what we call the bid and the ask. These are what we call the bid and the ask. So, what will happen with the bid? The bid is going to be the price you get for selling. When you are selling, I'm talking about you. We are not yet talking, and we won't go into talking about who's selling to you because it will only confuse you more. We are talking about you right now. Like I said, we focus on the important parts of this whole Forex thing. If you want in-depth explanations, whereby we'll have to sit down and talk this through up until the very, very beginning, then you'll just have to join us in premium so that I can give you everything you want to know. Even though some are useless, if you want it, I'll give it to you. But then right now, I'm giving what's important. This is because sometimes people, it's not that people don't understand, it's just that we chase to get, okay, all knowledge is powerful, but then there's some knowledge which has to be filtered until you reach a certain point where you are ready to receive that knowledge. At this stage, I cannot be explaining the core parts of Forex. I'll just explain the surface which will make you successful. And as you start being successful, that's where you can dig in deeper. You can dig in deeper to find what you want. Because right now, if you try and get deep into things, you might get lost. So, yes, we are already deep, but then not as much as you think. So now we come to the ask. Now we come to the ask. Sorry for zoning off. Sometimes I get lost. Always want to motivate, so I get lost. Okay, we are at the ask. The ask price. This is the price which you get for buying. When you buy this currency pair, they will give it to you at this price. When you buy, they will give it to you at this price. And when you sell, they will give it to you. You're going to sell at this price. So that's the bid and the ask. Let me repeat. As I said, we have Euro, USD. This is a currency pair in Forex. This is a currency pair. For this pair, there will be price. Remember, we're in a market. There will be prices because not everyone is willing to buy and not everyone is willing to sell. There are those who are willing to buy, those who are willing to sell this currency pair. So, what will happen is that two prices will be formed. There will be two prices for the same currency pair. There will be the selling price and also the buying price. And the buying price is usually higher than the selling price when you are on the other side of the market. The buying price is usually higher than the selling price. So we will have something like this. Let me just use random numbers. Then something like this. This is the buying price. This is the selling price. This is the price you get when you buy. This is the price you will buy with. This is the price you will sell with. This currency pair. At that moment, when you want to buy, you'll buy it for this price. When you want to sell, you will sell it for this price. This is in simple terms. This is the selling price and the buying price for this currency pair here. I hope we are on the same page. So, like I said before, this sell price will be called the bid. Then this buy price will be called the ask. This is the bid and the ask. It's the same currency pair, but then with different prices. So meaning if you are a seller, because remember in the market there's sellers and there's buyers. We have sellers and we have buyers. So if you are a seller, this is the price you will be selling at. This price right here. If you are a buyer, this is a price you'll be buying at. So this leads us to spread. This leads us to spread. If you don't understand, repeat or rewind to this portion. So we have the bid and the ask. The difference will be called the spread. Okay, let's get to this. Have Euro USD. We have two prices. So what you will see right now is that these prices have a difference in pips. If you use the material from the last video, or the knowledge for that matter from the last video, you will see that there's a difference between these two numbers. They differ by 4 pips. They differ by 4 pips. That is what we call the spread. The spread for this price is 4 pips. The spread is the difference between the bid and the ask price. That's the spread. It's the difference between the bid and the ask price. Spread. Okay, let me just try writing neatly. Spread as the difference. It's the difference between the bid and the ask. It's their difference. The difference will give you the spread. Just like the sir asked before, how do you set the spread? We don't set the spread. Now I'm going to talk about the people who set the spread. The people who set the spread. The people who actually give you prices, or who provide a platform for you to buy or sell currency pairs. So we are done. The spread is simply the difference between the bid or ask, or the ask or bid. That's the difference. Let's just say, let's make an example. You have an ask price of 1.6735. Then you have a bid price of 1.6732. Your spread will be the difference between the two. Your spread will be the difference. You will subtract So your spread will be 1.67. Sorry for that. The spread is not in price. The spread is in pips. So the spread is 3 pips. Because we are dealing with pips. If they happen to be, or it happens that you find your prices in points, that means your spread will be 30 points. It's no longer 3 pips. And remember, 3 pips is equivalent to 30 points. So it's one and the same thing, just that the difference is that now the price is in points. It's no longer in pips. So let's get to these people who give us the spread. That's what we call brokers. Now we get into brokers. Brokers. One thing I can tell you, never think a broker is your friend. Never trust anyone who befriends a broker. Yes, they may give us education and a platform and all that, but then never trust these people, brokers. Never trust anyone who's working with a broker. What you should do, the only thing you should do is kill these people. You should kill these brokers, not literally, but then make profit from these brokers. So what these brokers are, they are the link between us as participants and the entire online market. So they will give you a platform. The brokers provide a platform. And for providing you with that platform, it's either they will charge you commission or spread for trading. These brokers are sort of the middlemen. There's you, there's the broker, then there's the market. But then we have different types of accounts, which we will get into later on. We have the STP, the ECN. We have different types of accounts offered by these brokers. So generally a broker will give you the platform, or will give you access to the market. And what you should do in order to gain that access is you have to open an account with them. Opening an account with them is not it's not a scam activity unless the broker is unregulated. So with a regulated broker, it's what you should do. You have to have a broker in order to trade. You cannot dodge these people. So yes, we do need them, although we are against them. So these brokers, they will give you an account to trade. And for giving you that, they will charge you what we call commission if they are ECN, or they will give you a spread. Remember, a spread is a difference between the bid and the ask. These are the people who will give you those prices. Unless if it's ECN, you get direct access to the liquidity in the market. But with these guys, you will get a spread if it's not an ECN account. An ECN account has relatively tight or low spreads, or no spreads at all on certain pairs. So brokers, they are the ones who will give you the bid and the ask price. They are the ones who will give you the currency. They are the ones who will give you the currency. They will say for Euro USD, when you decide to sell, if you want to sell this pair, remember we sell based on our analysis, or if your mentor or signal provider tells you to sell, whatever reason you have for selling, the broker will give, let's say, will give it to you at this price. if you want to sell. Even if you go to the charts, those who are already trading, you'll already see that if you sell, your price is lower. Your price is lower on those two lines, the bid and the ask line. They give you the lower price for selling. And if you buy, this is for sell, or it's the bid. And if you buy, they'll give it to you at let's say this price. Might give you at this price for buying. Then you will find your spread written. It's the spread. The spread you will find written 3, because that's the difference. That's the difference between the sell and buying price, or the bid and ask price. So these brokers will give you the price for this currency pair. This is their price for this currency pair. So now you know about a broker. Remember, you'll need a broker. Though you may hate it, you'll need it. Just because you hate it doesn't mean that you won't need it. If you don't need it, then you don't trade. So you'll need to find a broker. What you can do to show that you hate it, or you hate these brokers, is make profit from them, because they don't want us to profit. Although they act like they want us to profit. But then you'll see these things as you gain more knowledge and experience in trading. You'll see these things. Okay. And brokers are human too. So everyone wants to make profit. So it's either you or them. So everyone wants to save their skin. So that's why I'm saying brokers will also try by any means possible to make something. They are not wrong for that. Just like you want to make something from the market, they also want to make something. But then, unfortunately, if we all win in the market, the market will crash. That's why I said earlier, if we all buy or we all sell, the market will crash. So there has to be someone who's on the other end of the stick. There has to be someone who's taking an L. So we were still on to brokers and them giving you price. We're still on to brokers. They will give you the platform. They will give you an account. They will charge you spreads or commission on your trading if they don't charge you for spread. What else do they do? Okay, you know that you have to murder these guys. And I think that's enough for today's lesson. I think that's enough. Okay, they also give you leverage. They will open an account for you. They also give you leverage. That's one of the good things about these guys. They give you an account. They allow you to access the market. They also give you leverage. Leverage is a boost, which is what we said we will deal with. When we will deal with on the next video. Leverage. It's also confusing. If you thought that the lessons so far are confusing, then you still have something coming. But then I'm trying to break it down to the simplest level so that you can understand, guys. We all have to get something from the market. That's our main wish as the EMA. We'd like to see everyone winning. Although, like I said, it's somewhat impossible. But then, as much people as we can get to win, we will try. We will push to make you guys on the winning end of your trades. We have this financial freedom is here. Okay, let me not get into all this talk. That's enough for today.